Let's see if we fix the issues. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk for a little bit, and then I'm going to put the audio on my laptop up.
And it's working.
It is. We got it. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us? Should I start waving again? Oh my God, everyone's saying yes. Yay.
I need to check it. I can see it.
Well, it's good to know that our audience is funnier than...
we are.
We are, because they were doing... Well, firstly, it's the most engaged the comments section has ever been.
Yeah.
Just popping off like it's some sort of influencer from America and Florida doing some video games.
Which, thank you. Thank you for all talking to each other during that. That was really sweet.
And look at that. Pop back up to 210.
Hey, yay.
Because it was down to 90 people watching you just do this. And go, who wants to go to Orlando, Disney World Orlando?
Me.
I do, mother. Are you going to come in? Or
Yeah, once we do that.
Oh, yes. Tom's on the verge of he's had a big day and the stream's fucked on him. And how are we feeling, Tom, out of 10?
10.
Oh, he's feeling 10. Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good that we got that. We got 217 back immediately.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
I love you guys.
Yes, this is a Panettone shirt. Do you know what that is, Marnie?
Yeah, Christmas pud.
Correct.
Yes. I'm so good.
Check out on the merch site soon, is what I'll say. All right. Shall we go? We'll get into it. Folks, I hope you like footy. I hope you like Marns. I hope you like Tom, because it's time to bounce that pin. If you are listening on Thursday, we did the live stream on Wednesday night and we got a case of the KOs. So we went live and when we went live, we did the countdown and all the people were in the chat and it was going really well. And then it was just a still image of me with my hand on my face from 4 days ago when we did our Sunday night episode with no sound. And but the tech heads have gone to work, one of whom is Tom. Hi, Tom.
Hi, mate.
What did you get to the bottom of it, Mr. Tech?
No, but we found a workaround. We instead of using the bridging computer, we're just now broadcasting and recording off the Cube computer.
Speak to me like I'm a RuneScape fan.
Yeah, so usually we have Evan here at Stupid Odd has a very complex system where we have 3 different computers. One is for streaming, one is to operate and record the cameras, and one is to record the audio and broadcast the audio. So one of them is the bridge, and that's like the recording of the video, and that's not working.
Oh, mate, I just love footy. I don't need your...
And Evan was like, well, you could stream and record off the same computer, but well, that would be 2 computers instead of 3.
And joining me as well is a less of a tech and more of a quill-winning sports journalist. They go for the Essendon Bombers and they love the Rabbitohs. Please welcome Marnie Vinyl.
Thank you so much.
Marnie, when the stream went down, what were you thinking?
I wasn't really thinking anything, to be honest. I wish I had something interesting to say.
You went to neutral.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just reading the comments where everyone was talking about what they're having for dinner, which was really nice and making me a little bit hungry.
Yummy.
It's a funny point because you did say that I would love carbonara for dinner, but you are a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So what would you put in a carbonara?
Just cream sauce.
Well, that's
just like white sauce pasta, I think, is what my head goes to.
Bit of onion, bit of garlic in the cream.
Yeah, and broccoli. Just chuck some broccoli in that.
And parmesan.
Yum.
Yeah. Broccoli Alfredo is nice.
I mean, yeah, I think you're thinking, like, in my mind, that's more of an Alfredo situation because, well, from my understanding of the Italian culture, it's your pasta, bit of pasta sauce.
Lovely.
Egg yolk.
Yep.
Parmesan cheese.
Yum.
And then like a pancetta.
Isn't that bacon?
Yeah, it's a different cut of it's a different
basically the same but different.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no cream.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but just like creamy. You know
it's
what
basically
I mean?
Scrambled eggs pasta.
Yeah, lovely.
A common misconception.
That's actually what it's Italian for. It's roughly translates to scrambled
but
eggs.
Technically, if you scramble the eggs, you've cooked it a little too much.
Yeah, you've done a bad job.
You've done it a little too much. So it's raw scrambled egg pasta.
I know of someone, and I'm very close with a Sicilian person, and he went,
lovely.
I'm going to cook the best carbonara once we were doing a riding trip. Mm-hmm. And he said, I'm going to cook the best carbonara.
Where was this?
Phillip Island.
Oh,
and,
right. What year was this?
This would have been 2014.
Yeah, this
10
was
years
before I
ago.
was around.
10 years ago. And I think the egg was a bit scrambled. I went, I think you fucked it.
Oh.
Marnie, it's been a big week in footy
Yeah, it has.
and an even bigger week in...
It's just
Help.
sport because Wimbledon's on at the moment. I'm not sleeping tonight. The Euros are on at the moment.
Now,
I'm not sleeping in the morning.
The Demon played last night if you're listening on the podcast, and he plays tonight if you're watching live. Now, I'm going to take an educated guess and say he lost.
Yeah, that's a fair guess.
Because I'm anti the Demon because I feel he bumbles out all the time.
Are you joking?
No.
What do you mean bumble? He's world number 9 for an Australian.
I
That's
think-
amazing.
I think he is a transformer in that he's Bumblebee.
I think he's only 25 and he's doing really well. To get to a Wimbledon quarter final,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
9 though, couldn't get top 5?
Yeah, come on.
Well, if he beats Novak
Ah.
and keeps going, he needs to do more than just beat Novak to get into world number 5. But yes.
No, I'm being actively a provocateur.
But because our coverage obviously is through an Australian lens, and we've just done so much demon stuff that I'm
Go D's.
so optimistic now, and I think that I've tricked myself into thinking he's got a much bigger chance than he actually does.
What are the sports at the moment, right? So we got the Wimbledon
Yep.
with strawberries
Sinner's
and cream.
out. I love Sinner.
He's German Italian, isn't he?
Well, he's Italian, but on the border.
But he speaks German and has red hair.
Yeah.
Weird. And then we've got obviously the footy. We've got the
Euros.
The Euros
What's the Euros?
in football.
Footy?
The big European competition. So
European
it's just
Cup?
England play the Netherlands. And by the time this goes out, they would have already played. And Spain just beat France.
Right.
Yep.
And England is still in, is that right?
Well, England play the Netherlands for us at 5 a.m. But
Yeah.
by the time this goes... Oh, yeah, for us at 5 a.m. because it goes at midnight.
Yeah, wow. And then, so we've got that. We've got the Olympics literally 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
We've got...
So all the athletic stuff's going on at the moment still.
It's kind of cool. It's Tour de France as well. Well done, Greg. Absolutely. The Tour de France.
true.
It's a thing, right, where in the middle of our deep winter when everyone in this country is miserable or they've gone to Europe for a holiday, all the summer sports are happening in the Northern Hemisphere.
Wallabies are playing on Saturday.
And the Wallabies are playing on Saturday.
Amy Park, across the road from where you and I will be.
Just going to continue on my provocateur,
Sorry.
my provocative bent,
Yep.
is they've not been good for 25 years.
The Wallabies?
Yeah.
No, they haven't. But they just beat Wales in Sydney on last Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, convincingly.
Poor Wales.
No, not poor Wales. They humbled the Wallabies at the World Cup. I mean,
they?
to be fair, the Wallabies had a pretty crappy World Cup campaign. But yeah,
That's what you spent yesterday with the Wallabies.
with a Wallaby. Yeah.
A Wallaby. Can't leak who it is.
Oh, no, Dylan Petch. But it'll go up. I mean, that's going up in like an hour and a half.
Cool.
Live. So go by the paper tomorrow. Big spread on the 15th Indigenous Wallaby ever.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but no, that's so poor. In 130 years of Wallabies, there's been 15
Not enough
First
Indigenous.
Nations players.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
shameful.
that's a good article. We'll keep an eye out for it. The other one as well is the basketball. We're obsessed with that. Both NBA and in the Australian qualifiers, they cut an all NBA defensive player.
It's pretty funny. Broden, tell them the full story. Because it was your fault.
It's this, well, we went to the game on the second night. I love this guy. Played for the Philadelphia 76ers. Great name, Matisse Thybulle.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
Handsome lad too.
Yeah.
Very.
Josh Garlop from Kick It Forward bumped into him on the weekend, funnily enough. And just walking around Melbourne.
He'd be easy to spot.
Yeah.
Very
and so he didn't play the night we saw it, but is a gun and an NBA elite player. And I went and got his $120 Boomers top. And then within 12 hours, he was cut from the team.
Oh.
I reckon you don't buy that jumper, Deli gets cut.
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes more sense than probably the actual reason.
Yes, 100%.
So I'm pretty upset about that.
Yeah,
But then
no.
I mean, that's fair.
It's still a great top, though. And I still love Thybulle, even though he's not on the Boomers.
And then on the women's side, the Opals team are as strong as a team as we've ever put together. And you know who's in it, Tom?
Lauren Jackson, Jade Melbourne.
Jade Melbourne. Can they realistically beat the US? In
No,
the Olympics? Okay.
No, absolutely.
Actually, the US women's team is probably nowhere near as strong as the US men's team is in relation to the rest of it. Because for the men's, it's like the USA about 9 kilometers of daylight, and then the other team.
Yeah, seniors versus under 15s for sure.
But then the women's are a little bit closer, I would say, and there's a bit more spread. And like we're a very experienced team now. And we were talking about Lauren Jackson. Do you remember a while ago? Lauren Jackson said, "I can't go because I'm a single mum. I'm a 42-year-old single mum. I need a bit of help bringing my kids." And they went, "Nah." And she went, "We'll have a great trip." And then they went, "Sorry, we'll organise someone to look after your kids while you play basketball." But it was a bad move initially. But she's going to kick ass.
Yeah.
Should we talk AFL football?
Sure. Do you want a news thing?
Yeah, let's hit that news. Time for Marnie's Newsarama. Very special guest who we can't announce yet, who's going to be on the show next week. But Marnie,
Oh, you went way too early, Broden. We love
what's
it.
the news?
Well, should we start with Sid this? Oh my goodness.
Sid the Sloth.
I'm so tired. Can you tell I'm just crawling through this week? Should we start with the Sydney Swans going back to the tribunal? They're going to go to the appeals board to see if they can get Isaac Heaney free for what they're saying is he swatted away Jimmy Webster, and the AFL are arguing, no, you struck him in the face.
Is that tonight? Or is it
Thursday night?
Okay, tonight.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And
What do you think his chances are?
I mean, I find this really interesting because even in our newsroom, we're like very divided. We're like one of our main producers this morning were like, oh, I definitely thought he was going to get off like at the first tribunal. And then like our editor was like, really? Like, absolutely not. And so everyone's like really divided, which I find very interesting. I am taking my reporter hat off. I'm going to be so gutted if he doesn't get off.
Yeah.
Like genuinely like watching that action and like it does look so accidental. I feel like,
reckon?
Yes, I feel like, well, because he doesn't have eyes on Webster. He literally is like swatting, and like because Webster drops his body. So if Webster didn't go down, he would have hit him in the chest.
Right.
And you see that all the time. You see forwards and defenders they're constantly just like swatting each other away. And Heaney's never been suspended before. He's only had 2 fines in his entire career.
But you forget that Colgate ad where he killed Petrarca.
With his gorgeous smile.
Yeah.
And
played right in the back of him.
If on Brownlow night he wins, I mean that's really getting ahead of ourselves. But let's say hypothetically, to watch him have to just sit and then watch like a Dacos or a Neil or someone else go up and get a Brownlow, like that's going to be gutting.
I read something on Twitter. I don't know if it's true, Marnie. Maybe you can tell me that like Sydney is saying it was a push off.
Yeah.
He was trying to push away. And apparently Sydney lobbied the AFL to not bring in push-off rules earlier in the year. So it's ironic that they're the ones getting pinged for it, is what I read.
I mean, I think it sounds to me, that argument to me sounds like it's a issue with the AFL suspension situation as it stands for the whole year, because the onus is on you have duty of care to look after the player around you, and if someone gets injured, you're cooked. And that that is as a model, I think is flawed. But like going by what we've seen for the last 2 years now, I don't think, apart from
it's a rule change ahead of the season.
One guy in the finals last year.
Everyone if Maynard and Charlie Cameron can get off and stuff, then we really need to. Yeah, it's too up and down. Like there was a lot of jokes going on today about, Heaney's been pretty well behaved, and a pretty clear role model. So if Charlie Cameron could get off, why can't Heaney with the good guy card? So
and I mean, like, just going back to like Sydney's argument, like their main, and the thing that like Heaney argued was that like it is part of the forward craft to create space. So he was trying to swat away his defender so that he could run into space to receive the ball from the kick from Justin McInerney. And I agree with that. What else is he supposed to do? Just let Webster hang on to him? Anyway, sorry.
I think I sit on the other side of it, but then it also like I think it's so we rarely talk about tribunal stuff, because everyone does so much, but it really is the most engaging thing, because it's like umpiring. It's up to interpretation. So you can be really, but you can be really one way or the other.
I'm happy if he gets fined, just putting it out there. Like, he did injure the other player, but I do think it's inconsistent with what we've seen.
But and I get as well being like, well, everyone just cares so much about this particular action because it's Isaac Heaney and he's running like he's on top of the Brownlow contender at the moment.
But that's why it's a point of contention, because if he wasn't, then we'd probably just go, okay, move on.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
But I get that, because if like I've thought about it, being like, would I care and would I genuinely think, oh yeah, that should be a 1-match suspension if insert player that I don't. Like if it's a Toby Green, you know what I mean? No one's going to be arguing. Everyone's going to be like, yeah.
Yeah, it's totally hot topic. Having said that, though, I did look at the ranking one and go 4 weeks. Like, yeah, the Maynard one last year in the finals was worse. Like, so I don't
Different thing, though, but I was surprised by it.
It's still a bump, right? Like, ranking was a little more purposeful, but still a duty of care and still elected.
That's the thing,
bump,
yeah.
right?
It's going to be, It's the AFL's in a position now where they have to, they are about avoiding getting sued. Like that's a large part of their moving forward is.
Yeah, and hopefully in the process of not getting sued, they, save some players from getting brain damage. So let's hope. But yeah.
Well, I mean, that is the most important thing, is the head.
Yes, and what else is news?
I mean, the biggest news piece of the week is probably Adam Simpson parting ways with West Coast.
Which happened yesterday. Or
2 days ago, yeah, by the time that this goes out. And he will attend the game on Sunday against Brisbane, but he did decline to coach the farewell game. So he's done. And he's a premiership coach. He's been at the club since 2014. He was contracted until the end of 2025, so he's expected to receive a payout of about $1 million. And assistant coach and former player Jared Schofield will now coach the club.
Can you find out through your career if he apparently owns Hungry Jacks's?
Okay.
A bunch of Hungry Jacks's.
Fair enough.
In Perth, and I would love to know.
That'd be public information. You have to list your businesses, don't you?
I don't know.
I reckon you could find that out.
Or we can get some Perth people on the case. But I've heard this from Perth people that he owns a bunch of Hungry Jacks's in Perth. So if I was Adam Simpson, well, I wouldn't be coaching at all.
Yeah, just be enjoying Hungry Jacks.
I'd be getting free Hungry Jacks.
But the best thing is, not only is it free Hungry Jacks, he can get it fresh. Like, that's the big thing with Hungry Jacks. It's never fresh. The funniest thing out of this is that it was off the back of a Melbourne loss. That is by far the funniest thing.
That's the rule. Don't ever
lose to Melbourne.
Don't ever beat us at your home ground and embarrass us. Because we'll come back a few weeks like, no. I think this appears to have been decided a while ago and is a strange situation. There was what was interesting at the press conference when Don Pike said that we'd like him to coach this weekend. He said, we don't agree to that. Adam Simpson said, we haven't agreed to that. And I thought the fallout from everyone around him was really interesting, because everyone was like, that's cringe-worthy, embarrassing. It just doesn't sound that bad to me. Like,
no, I think West Coast handled it really poorly overall. And that's just one part of it for me. Like the press release not thanking him and a bunch of other stuff that so many people are smarter and better than me have pointed eyes to on X and stuff. But it just seems like the Western Australian media and West Coast themselves didn't handle it very well.
And the West Australian, did you see their front page today?
Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah,
a really, really rude thing to do to someone.
Yeah. I think
really petulant.
I think our fan base as a whole of AFL and our media landscape as a whole is at their worst when a coach gets sacked or is under pressure.
But that's at another level, that one today.
Yeah, but that's as bad as booing Hinkley. Well, is it? I don't know. Like posting all the record and stuff on the back. I don't know. I just think we're at our worst, media included, fans included. It's just, we really smell blood. And
wasn't a nice thing to do, was it?
No, and they wouldn't do that to a player. I don't think. You could argue that they've sort of done that to Harley Reid and stuff, but I don't think you would do that to a player. I don't think. I think it's because the coach is an easy target, and yeah. And
his career is a fascinating one because he started in the 10s and had this incredible record and built this team up and was a real great statistician, got beat Collingwood at the MCG in a grand final.
Huge.
Really impressive in a team that flew every week, like a really, really hard task. And then they looked great again. And then 2020, halfway through the year, were in the 8 and then just dropped. Something happened and they never, ever they never came back from it. And that same year, I think he signed a contract extension or something like that.
Yeah, which is odd at the time for sure, right?
Yeah. What a but like, do you think? Well, do both of you think, if you can talk about it, Marn, do you think that they are? Do you think Tasmania or any other clubs who become coaches soon would consider him?
Oh, yeah. I don't think we've seen the potential. I mean, depends, because also, like, speaking about his treatment of the media, like, I don't know what that does to somebody's body and mind and soul. But I think that if he wanted to, we would see him as coach again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw something on Twitter where someone was like, I'm sure that XYZ coaches have probably already called him for an assistant coach role at the very least. Like, who wouldn't, right? Like, anyone who's worked under him or with him would probably be dialing that number.
It takes like a type of person that I'm not, though. Like, if I was treated the way that he's being treated.
Yeah, really rude.
Yeah, and if he owns all these Hungry Jacks, then what do you need?
That's what I was going to... I have reservations about hiring him again, just because is he going to be distracted by...
all the Hungry Jacks?
I'm assuming 40 Hungry Jackses.
Okay.
At least.
And like, if I owned 40 Hungry Jackses and I was coaching a team, it wouldn't be my priority. My priority would be, hey, are the onion rings fresh?
Well,
Hey,
exactly.
We have the number one chips in Australia.
Yeah, and what upsell is the BP side of the business doing to push people into the Hungry Jacks?
Or is that even, do I even own that section of the business?
Exactly.
These are questions I don't have the answer to. What a Chicken Treat doing? Because Chicken Treat in Perth, not Red Rooster.
Yeah.
Or maybe a bit of Red Rooster, but not so much Chicken Treat. These are the questions I would have for him.
Yeah.
You should have done that presser.
I know. But tell me about this today. What happened today with the Fremantle coach?
Oh, I mean, I don't actually know it inside out, just that Justin Longmuir, which I have to say very slowly, otherwise I'll get it confused with the new coach, just backed him up and just...
Went to a presser with him?
Yeah, just to just pay his respects.
Did you see this?
No, I didn't see this.
So the Freo coach went to a presser with the West Coast coach to back him in.
It reminds me of the coaches coming out to support Hinkley again, and I think that's what made me mention Hinkley before and the treatment of Hinkley, because I saw there was a coach fired recently, and they did a press conference and they said the way the media has treated me has been absolutely awful. I don't think I'll coach again. And it's just like that sort of thing. And it's like what Manny was alluding to. It's just like awful treatment, right? So it's a good thing for Longmuir to do for sure.
Yeah, no, it's a really nice thing to do. And apparently he owns 2 Hungry Jacksons, which is not as many as I thought.
No, that's probably still $2 million a year in revenue, Broden, at least, right?
Yeah, it is. In Perth, because they do love their Hungry Jacksons.
Yeah, I mean, I love my Hungry Jacks when it's fresh.
No, so they didn't do a presser together. Justin Longmuir in his presser. That photo that we saw was from ahead of the Derby in round 6.
Okay.
But
Thank you
Longmuir paid tribute to the role Simpson played in his
That's
career.
still
Thank
great.
you. Look, you come here to find out how many Hungry Jackses he has, not for detail.
What if he went and coached with Longmuir at Freo so he could stay in Perth and manage his Hungry Jacks and help his sworn enemies beat the West Coasters?
I mean,
That's
yes.
what I would do.
I feel like he could kind of be good for Tassie, but I feel like that job is going to be Buckley's if he wants it.
I hope so. I would love that.
That's what I'm feeling now.
Buckley's a gun. I've always been strong on Buckley.
Great. Okay, well, here's to Adam Simpson.
Wonderful career. 2 grand finals, 1 premiership.
2 grand finals, 2 Hungry Jacks, 1 premiership.
1 all-star Harley Reid.
Not bad.
And then also, did he coach? I don't think he coached the last generation. That would have been Worsfold, and then he stepped out, and then he would have transitioned into the next premiership.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Yes, what else is news, Marns?
Dan McStay will return just 8 months after doing his ACL.
Oh,
So he
wow.
will be playing in the Magpies VFL team
Right.
this Saturday, because you need a run-in often
I
to
thought he-
senior footy. But like Collingwood forward line really need him
Yeah, that's crazy though. That's quick, yeah?
really quick. Yeah.
I can't believe. I thought that was season.
Yeah, it's usually a calendar
usually
year,
is.
right? And is that, are we attributing that to like his excellent work ethic and rehab, or is it just good luck?
I mean, yes, I'm sure he's worked really, really hard, but I'm just disputing that because I don't want people that don't come back within 8 months.
Yeah, to
the
be like,
assumption to be
you're
that
shit.
they're not
Yeah,
working
yeah,
really
yeah.
hard.
Totally. So a little bit of
Yes.
luck and a little bit of
Does he own any Hungry
dedication.
Jackses? Is it something to do with that?
I don't think buying a Hungry Jacks in Melbourne would be very smart. I think what our friend Brody Marchek's done and get a little cafe that does, bagels is the right call in Melbourne.
Look, we're going to have to sit down and have a real mediation about that. I just completely disagree. I think okay. So there's a chance he's going to come back.
Well, for sure.
I
right?
mean, this Saturday he'll be playing the VFL. So if he manages to get through that unscathed, I imagine that he would be. I mean, Collingwood don't have many options, especially with Brody
desperately
Myercheck coming.
Myercheck is walking out the door as
McStay comes back.
McStay comes
in.
back. Yep. Also on the injury front, Hawthorn forward Mitch Lewis has done his ACL though.
once again.
I didn't hear about that. That's awful.
Yeah, and he's just been so injury riddled, which is
Yes.
horrible. Max Gawn's been ruled out for 2 to 3 matches with ankle injury, so he won't play against Essendon this weekend.
Half your luck. But you're going to see, we're going to unleash our secret weapon on you, Marnie.
Which is?
Tom Fullerton.
Okay.
Is that the one from Brisbane?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good.
I believe he's dates a WNBL player.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
But that won't help him on the weekend against, what's his name?
No.
Draper.
I can't wait
Yeah.
to tip this
Or
one.
Caddy.
Okay.
And star defender Jeremy McGovern was taken to hospital with a suspected rib and lung damage.
I love this story.
And we're still waiting for an update on the injuries there. But yeah, it seems like he wasn't allowed to fly, which is being reported. So he had to drive to Adelaide where his wife then picked him up to drive back
To Perth.
across the Nullarbor.
Just as a tribute to Adam Simpson, I believe, right? He wanted to be there for the last game or whatever.
I think he just has to get home.
Oh, right.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but I think
that
he also
was the
just has
story
to-
that they were reporting that I
okay.
saw. So I was
Right,
like,
right,
okay, might be a little bit of mayo on that story.
It's Perth is so far away,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I thought you would just usually probably recover then fly home, right? But
which is a great point, great time to remind people. We set it up the top for the podcast people, but if you're in the chat right now, get on and do this survey for our tour because Perth's a long way, and we've got to find out where we should do our live shows and if we should do live shows. So get on there. It's in the comments. It's in the
Linktree is the best
Linktree.
if you're listening to this podcast.
Yes.
It's like go to Instagram and go to our Linktree in the bio.
yes.
That's the way to do it.
What else is news?
Well, that's all that I had for you, really. I thought they were the big stories of the week.
Yeah, no, they were the big stories of the week. And we're going to do tipping now, I guess.
Tipping. Tipping. Tipping.
I thought it would be a good time to do this because we haven't done it so far this year. If you are in our tipping competition, bounce that tip. If there's just under 2,000 people in this competition,
That's that tip.
we've got a clear leader in Brendo's Badgers.
Oh, very cool.
They are a game ahead on 103 tips. For context,
103, that's great.
I'm at 86.
Really? I'm at 93.
Jesus. What are you at, Tom?
Yeah, but you're winning the age tipping, aren't you?
Oh, I'm not winning it, but I am
If
up
you had to
there.
listen to our North Melbourne discussion last week,
Well, I'm right
you'd
up
be
there.
winning.
And you are 82.
Yeah, I'm having an awful one, but I still tip as though I'm absolutely winning. I speak as if I'm number one.
So Brendo's Badgers, congratulations for being leading for winning.
Yeah, for winning.
And then we've got a few on 102, but 103 I think is very impressive.
Yeah.
Is that a skill or is that luck? Or is it a bit of both?
little bit of 21 ahead of me. It'd have to be luck.
21 ahead of you.
Yeah, it'd have to be luck, right?
21.
But I did tip North like 7 times.
Okay.
That's my number one thing. I went through and worked it out. If I didn't tip North like the 7 weeks in a row that I thought they were due one, then I'd be in a lot better position.
I mean, it sounds like you did bad tipping.
Yeah,
And
I
as a
believed in them.
Can I just point out as well before we get into the details, I played my first competitive game of basketball on Monday night.
How'd it go?
So I'm 35 now. I'm old rickety bones Broden. And I put out on our Twitter, I said, anyone who wants for the bro to come down, hit the bro up. And so some people hit the bro up. Said, bro, come down. So bro comes down. Just pantsed. Just dominated.
Raining threes.
Just the inside, just key in the defense, just putting them up. First shot, haven't played in 5 years, mate. Haven't played since pre-COVID, all right? Get the ball in the post, hook shot, bang, first shot down.
Did you strike anyone?
No, I didn't get mad.
Good.
I promise not to. I'm 35. I'm a calm man now. But just really, I just want to put that out there that the bro is back.
The bro is back.
I'll probably do some sort of major injury if I ever play again now, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, I want to come down next time.
Absolutely. Marnie, would you ever play competitive basketball with me?
No.
Oh, okay.
Is there a
But
role?
I'll cheerlead on the side.
Yeah,
No, you'd slay.
No, I will run off crying. I can't do competitive
But you
sports.
do want to play footy at some point, don't you? Like a game. I think it would be good for your journalism to do it. Like I played a game of footy today.
But that's why I did a whole season.
You played a whole season?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Because I was like, well, if I'm writing about it, I need to know what it feels like to be on a footy field. So I did a whole season with Hawthorn amateurs.
Fuck yeah, that's sick.
Did you
Yeah.
get drafted?
Scored a goal in left pocket.
Did you score a goal? Have you got footage of it?
No.
We need this footage.
How did you get the goal?
Just the ball was kicked to me. I scooped it off the ground and
It was a
Fuck yeah.
snap.
Snapped it.
well, I was
A Ginnivan?
Yeah.
A dribble? Was it a dribble or?
No, because also like I didn't realize that I'd even kicked it, really, and then my
You didn't realize
celebration was just me being surprised.
Yeah, fuck
You didn't realize you kicked the goal, or you didn't realize you kicked the ball.
Kicked the goal.
Okay, great.
I
good.
knew I kicked the ball.
So
And were
you
you
were
wearing-
just centering. You were centering.
No, I was trying to kick a goal.
Oh, then
Well,
superstar.
Yeah, thank
did
you.
you brown and gold?
Yeah, horrible colours.
You got a photo of you in the brown and gold?
Yeah, I wrote about it for the paper. It's literally there's
Really?
a photo of me in the Hawthorn gear that was printed in the 8.
This is great.
I'll get it.
Good,
up.
yeah.
You kicked
please.
one more goal than I ever have, Marns.
Yeah.
You're absolutely killing it.
You're the second leading goal kicker in the
Footy
the
with
footy
Brad
with
Jelly.
Brad. I've kicked like one more than you.
Mate, you
I was
did
no good.
before you did your
Look at that.
ACL.
Oh yes. Okay, so
That's in my
the
training
the
gear.
Hawthorn that you're playing. Yes, there we go. Wow, go check out the article in the Sydney Morning Herald, folks, or the Age, wherever you are. And you wouldn't play again? Too scary, or you didn't like it? Or?
No, I just can't because I work you train Thursday nights and I usually
Yeah.
work Thursday nights and then I work Saturdays, Sundays, and I don't want to like half be a part of a team. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
if you're a part of a team, you got to be
You'll be in.
committed.
Yeah, totally.
And I can't. I don't want to be like 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
For the record, for me, too scary for me to play now. Football too scary. Absolutely too
I
scary.
played one game, must have been like 5 years ago. It was crazy.
When did you play?
Remember when I joined that league in Epping? Don't you remember this? I played
No.
that one game.
You didn't play a game.
I did. So basically I went out there, right?
Jesus.
And I went and played with, it was like a, just show up and you can play like under 35s, anyone can play sort of thing. And we got destroyed by like 200 points, but I ran hard, right? And then after the sort of game, it was just like everyone was sort of loitering around. So I just got in the car and left. And then I got home and I tried to get out of the car and I couldn't. My legs were so cramped and so I didn't stretch down or anything. And this was the most I'd run in like 10 years. So I couldn't get out of the car and for the rest of the day I was like limping around for a week.
Yeah, we don't play here. That's not what we do.
No,
That's not our stuff.
we critique.
Friday night they're going to play though. Collingwood Football Club take on the Geelong Cats at a ground called the Melbourne Cricket Ground. This is a hard one to tip for a lot of people. 47% going Collingwood, 53% going Geelong.
Game of the
Look.
round.
Look, that is a hard. Who did you go with?
Geelong.
You went with Geelong. They're in form. They're winning.
Yeah.
Collingwood's 2 from 6.
Big injuries for Collingwood still.
I mean, Collingwood, they do need a win. But, they lost Myercheck. They haven't got anyone back yet.
No.
Nah.
Can I coin the phrase walking wounded, perhaps?
Of course.
But also, yeah, but I'm going to tip Collingwood. I'm doing something here. And
I'm going to tip Geelong, I think. I think they should get it done. I believe.
and then the game on Saturday is Marnie's team Hawthorn playing up against the Fremantle Dockers at Tassie Stadium. Now, this is actually
Interesting.
more interesting than you would think, isn't it? Because obviously Fremantle at the moment, 3rd on the ladder, last I checked. Incredible team. Love the purple. Love Longmuir. But when you look at that where it's being played, the University of Tasmania Stadium, which is a fortress for them, which makes you go, which is when you look at the people and the way the percentage is going, 53% of people are tipping Hawthorn, which is insane because
Yeah. Well,
Hawthorn.
Freo were favourites on mine, but but yeah.
I mean, Hawthorn got absolutely smashed last week. There's no two ways about it, right?
They did not show up.
Yeah, so I feel like their little run of hot form might be over, to be
That's
honest.
what I was thinking as
Yeah.
well. I've tipped Freo.
Yeah, I think Freo as well, even though it's down there. Just because like young teams sometimes, they were really poor for like the first 10 rounds and they got on something. And then that momentum might have just slipped away now, which is fine. They could still make the 8, but
Yes, I So you are going Hawthorn.
No, I'm going Freo.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
No,
I
because
think-
it is a line in the sand moment for Freo, isn't it? You go, well, are we a team that's going to start losing now, or are we actually going to back in? The AFL did its ladder predictor,
Did they?
and they had them just in.
Who did it from the AFL?
No, they put their name to it, the cowards.
That's so weird. Why would they? That's a weird social media strategy.
What
This
it does,
is the official AFL stance on who should make the 8 from here.
That is very funny.
it is clever though, because people go, no, that's bullshit. I'm going to go do mine.
Yeah.
Unlike some people who'd already done this.
I was forced to do mine for the football.
Yeah. Have you done your ladder predictor?
No.
Oh, Marns, you must do yours. Who you tipping? Who did you tip?
Out of this, Freo.
Yeah, I'm tipping Freo too. We might have a very special guest who plays for that team next week. We'll see.
It's funny because in my ladder predictor, I tipped Collingwood and Hawthorn, and now I'm tipping Geelong and Freo, and that just shows how much a difference a week can make.
Like that song,
And that's why ladder predictor is just pointless.
What a Difference a Week Makes. You know, that classic song?
Yeah. What a difference
He sang this in
a
high school
week makes.
when he did Year 12 music, VCE.
24 little hours. I brought the sun and the flowers. Where there used to be rain. You want me to do the whole thing?
Yes.
No.
It's great.
This is
I sung the Tomorrow from Annie.
Oh,
when I was
yeah,
in
fun.
Primary. I want to say early high school.
Yeah.
for.
On stage at a Stedford
Really?
Fuck
singing
yeah.
competition.
Did you
yeah.
wear the wig and everything?
I don't think I wore a wig. I probably wore plaits like I'm wearing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And do you want to sing a little for us? Or?
No, I really can't sing.
In Annie, I
Yeah.
played Rooster Hannigan,
Oh, I don't know what that will actually.
the guy who kidnaps Annie,
Oh, yeah.
and he played the president of the United
That's why
States,
I played
Roosevelt in a wheelchair.
Oh, okay. Great.
And I played a child thief.
Yeah.
And he played. But what I'm saying is, we could stage Annie.
Yeah, we could.
We just needed Daddy Warbucks. But
Yeah.
I'm bald, so I could play both parts.
You could.
Finally.
And you could sing the part as well.
Or we could get Nathan Jones. Oh,
yeah.
that's gone.
Yeah, Glennie would be good.
All right, we're going to stage Annie. That's the perfect crossover. Also, a great crossover of footy teams is North versus Sydney. One versus almost last, not last anymore. 98% of people are tipping the Swans. Hey, but North will show up. But Sydney have never needed this matchup more.
This matchup, do you mean this win?
Yeah, this matchup so they can get an easy win
Oh, I see.
because they've had this could be the start of their, rebuild back into better form.
In saying that, though, is it not like would it not be better for them to go up against a harder team to raise their level again? Because the teams that they've lost to, Richmond, Fremantle when they were really flaky, and St Kilda lose to bad teams.
Yeah,
Very Essendon of them.
That Fremantle win, though, at the SCG was potentially one historically for the Fremantle ages, like one of their best wins in 30 years. So like that I feel like they're running off the fumes of that Fremantle and how impressive that was. I reckon it's one of those ones where it's like get your confidence back, you know, for them. But obviously, yeah.
And Mills is back.
Yeah. Playing VFL?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Skipper.
Heaney filled that gap that Mills left, and now Mills is coming back for the game that Heaney will be at this stage suspended for.
Yeah, great.
Wow.
So one goes down and an even better
And
comes to
Luke
replace.
Parker's also available for selection.
Yeah, great. I know who I dropped for Parker, but I won't say, so
Who?
people
Why?
might get mad.
You got to say.
No, you get that.
I think Wicks should go out for Parker, I think.
Interesting.
Makes perfect sense.
I would find it very hard to be coach of Sydney.
Yeah, a good problem
nice
to have
problem
is what
to have,
they
yeah.
say.
Good problem to have.
Yeah.
There's talk that Dean Cox will be up for the West Coast job, obviously being a great of West Coast, but then also the assistant coach, the best team in the league. So
Yeah, or they might pull the trigger, Sydney, and start with a succession plan like they did with Sam Mitchell to keep him there at Sydney.
that is a genuine. Sometimes you say something.
Which I read on Twitter most of the time.
Oh, okay. all right.
I read everything that comes out of my mouth. I read on Twitter. Let's be clear.
That
And
explains- that explains so
the-
much.
I never remember who tweeted it either, so I should stop doing it because I never explain myself either. But someone did mention that. They were like, remember how they did that to stop Sam Mitchell leaving?
Yeah.
They made the succession plan. So yeah,
And
it
Buckley.
might be time for Horse to retire at some point in 3 years or whatever.
I think that's a genius idea for him to be a succession thing. But then Longmire could be about to win 8
8 in a
premierships.
row. So he might not like it. Everyone else might, but he might not like it.
Saturday at 4:35, which is the best. Would you say that? I think it's the best time slot. Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
And your favourite stadium
Oh, it's not my favorite stadium.
for pasties?
I just don't hate it.
Like we
everyone
do,
else
yeah.
hates Marvel.
We're-
I don't hate it.
We're
pro.
We're
now. We're on board it.
what's the word? Transformed.
Yeah,
we are
we're-
converted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. And the noise is great. It really does like feel like
Yeah.
a coliseum.
The
If you-
North Noise was good.
if
though.
Speaking
you
of
told-
Coliseum, Gladiator 2 is coming out. Anyway, sorry.
If you Gladiator 2 is coming out.
Yeah, the trailer dropped yesterday.
Yeah. Marns is on it and me and Broden are, which is
I know, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Poor Mescal and Pedro Pascal's name.
I watched
Cool.
last night the most upsetting film I've ever seen. Just
What's it called?
The Zone of
Oh,
Interest.
yeah, you said that.
okay. I haven't seen it.
Oh, fuck.
Because I've seen
up.
a few.
Pre-record, you were telling us about this, and I've already forgotten
No.
anything
Which is
about
good.
it.
It's
Just figure it out.
on Stan. Not a happy watch.
Oh, then I won't watch it.
Where do you work in relation to the Medallion Club?
Above it.
Just where okay, that's cool. Very good seats.
So you were talking about Marvel. It's great because you get a veggie pasty, but you never once said Captain America is just walking around. Because if you'd told me that Captain America was just walking around at Marvel,
Yeah.
I would have revoked my MCC membership. I would have thrown it at Stuart Fox, the CEO of the MCG, and said, "Where's my Thor? Where's my what's Captain America's real name?
In real life?
Steve? No, the man.
Oh, Steve Irwin.
Not Steve.
Yeah, Steve Owen. Yep.
No, his name is Bucky and Steve. Bucky's the other character.
Steve Harris?
His name is
Not important.
No.
now I want to know though. But you know the funniest thing about that is not only can you get a photo with Captain America, but they take one of you as well because they're like,
Yeah, they took
wow, someone wants a
people,
photo
the
with
Captain America people. Like, can we get a photo of you?
That is quite funny
And
when
we were
that
like,
happens.
okay.
Yeah.
And Captain America never spoke.
no.
The man.
Mascots usually never speak.
Oh, well, if you go to Movie World, Batman will be like, "How are you?"
Yeah, but that's
right.
different. They're like, isn't that like more like actors where like mascots are just like your regular folk? I don't know what I'm
No,
saying.
I think
but
you're onto something.
Captain America he's a defender of America and against Thanos.
Yep.
He's not a mascot.
But at Marvel Stadium, he would be a mascot.
I guess he's just walking around.
Sure.
When I was at Movie World, Green Lantern was there and he had his ring and he was doing this, and then he went, "Auntie Donna." And I went,
Steve Rogers, of course.
Steve
Of
Rogers.
course.
Steve Rogers.
Disappointed I couldn't remember that
Steve Rogers had the heart of a big man, but he had the body of a tiny man. But
Yeah.
then they put the serum in him, and then he
a big
became a
guy.
big man.
Yep.
And that's the lesson.
Great.
Steroids.
Yeah.
Who you tipping for Doggies Carlton at
I've
Marvel?
tipped Carlton.
one. Yeah. Can't get this done for sure.
Could be. Imagine if Carlton went 2 losses in a row like Sydney.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be great.
And because,
And Essendon went 2 wins in a row and jumped back up to second. There you go.
That would be even better.
I mean, you tip Carlton unless you hear Bontempelli
It's got the flu,
or something.
a broken leg and down.
Gastro.
Yeah. Then
you hear
tip.
that Bont is having Mexican food, look out because he will turn it on.
Because of the Mission Chip sponsorship.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, we're all going Carlton, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The KO energy to start this episode of the internet has made it a weird episode.
Yeah, sorry guys.
You were probably more straight bat last week without me, and I apologise.
Oh yeah, we did a great episode without you.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to take one off.
Should
it
I
is.
not come anymore?
No, I think you're very important. But me and Mons had fun.
Great. Saturday night at Adelaide Oval, Saints Adelaide.
I've gone Adelaide because it's at Adelaide, but Saints could easily get this
Yeah.
done.
I would love the Saints to win this. I think that would be fun.
And no Rankin.
Yeah, this would be my roughie of the week. I'm going to go Saints here because they off a very inspiring win. They might have a lot of energy.
Yeah, I think I'll go Saints as well, actually. Even though, yeah, I'll back them in, which means I'll probably lose.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to change my tip now.
And then Saturday night at the MCG, 28% of people are tipping Melbourne against the firing Essendon Bombers from Essendon.
Yes.
They train out of an airport hangar.
They
so
do.
You should never tip against them.
It's called the Hangar.
Yes. They should call it the airport hangar though. The plane hangar.
Yeah, the
It's called
plane hangar.
the N. Oh my goodness. The NEC. NEC.
Oh, yeah. The major sponsors.
I just had a really good idea.
Yeah.
You know, Coates. The it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like
Wait,
it's
no,
like
yes.
what
Yeah.
do they make? You know, they do like
They do car hires, don't they? Coats? Yeah, it's car hiring, I think. But he's going to do a coats hanger job.
coats hanger job.
Yeah.
Equipment solutions. Yeah, you call it the Coates hanger.
Okay, great.
How good would that be?
Saw it coming a mile away.
Now, Marnie,
Yeah,
are we going to go to this game?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I kind of go to the Wallabies match just because, like, I'm so easy. Like, I literally interviewed one player and I'm just like, oh, I made myself excited
Yeah.
about this. But no, I think we should go
Are
to this.
we going to go to this game together?
Yeah.
What are we going to do? You're just going to sit there? We're going to get a pie? What are we going to do? What's some fun things we can do at the footy?
I don't know. I feel like we should have a fun bet or something.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
loser has to do something funny. I don't know.
Something funny.
The loser has to shave their head.
No, absolutely not.
Broden,
I'm up for
are you
that.
up for it?
I mean, that's, yeah.
No, we didn't
I
get
might
too
shave my
many-
head before I go anyway.
Yeah, we didn't get too many haircut suggestions for me just quite late.
Oh, we
but
got emails, mountains of them.
mountains of them. I
Yeah.
saw one. I didn't see the
No,
rest.
we got so many emails about your haircuts, man.
Okay, great.
I reckon if Essendon win this, you should get an aeroplane tattoo.
I would actually.
He loves
You
airplanes.
love airplanes.
Handset.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what do you have to do if Melbourne win?
Get a little demon.
Get a demon.
You get a Satan back piece. The size of it. I worship Satan. On your, is that cool?
Yeah, I think that. No, I'm not
And,
shaking
and
on
if it's a
that.
draw, I'll get some fuck tattoo.
You can get I worship
If it's a
Satan
draw.
on the
Yeah.
entirety of your
Well,
life.
I worship the Satan bombers.
Maybe
What about Satan flying an airplane?
into anyway.
Oh no.
Sunday,
Let's hope it's another draw.
Sunday at that'd be good. That'd be, if you got that tattoo, I think it's great. Sunday at 1:10, People First Stadium. Now this is the game.
Yeah, there's no
Oh,
way we
yeah.
respond.
People First Stadium, Gold Coast Suns taking on Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide have had 2 great wins in a row. Sunny's lost to the second lowest team in the league.
Sunny said their best win ever, followed by their worst loss ever.
Can I tell you an incredible stat that I recently found out? No one knows this.
Okay.
Suns have won every game at home
Yep.
and
Yeah.
lost every game away.
I know.
I think
but
this will buck the trend.
yeah,
for sure.
I've tipped Port.
Yeah.
I just,
The thing I didn't really get to go off on the Suns on Sunday. I think you didn't want me to be too negative, which
Suns
is fair.
Day.
So I'll do it right now. No, I think every time a game has really mattered for the Suns, we have lost historically. And last weekend was like one we needed to win to make sure that we made the 8. And this is another one that we need to win to make sure that we're around it. So we will lose.
yeah.
I've tipped my beloved Suns.
Yeah, I love the Suns more than anything, but
More than anything.
more than my son,
Well,
more than my friend Broden over here.
He wanted to call his baby Stuart Jew.
I mean, makes sense.
Yeah,
Stewie is such a cute baby name.
Jewy.
Stewie.
Stewie. Stewie. Stewie
Yeah.
Griffin.
I've been campaigning to when I get a dog to call the dog Archimedes, and we call it Archie for short. But I was not about.
Archie and Atlas, that's cute.
Yeah, exactly. Archimedes.
I don't know. Archie's a good name for a dog, yeah. Make sure you get it chipped and desexed.
Yeah.
Maybe try and get a rescue if you can.
Oh yeah, we'll probably get one of those nice greyhounds who just hang out.
Yeah, get greyhounds. They sleep 18 hours a day. They're good boys and girls. Sunday afternoon at the MCG, the 18th team on the ladder take on the newest team on the ladder. the
Wow, this is closer than I thought it would be.
It's the Toronto Hopper Revenge Battle match.
Yeah.
So interesting because yours is 5%, 92%, and mine's so much closer.
What do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
use, Marns? The Age website.
No, it's AFL.com.
Oh, what do we use, Bren? I thought we used the AFL.
But this is how people have tipped.
Yeah.
That's but yes.
This is how people have
Yeah,
betted.
yeah.
Yeah, right. I see.
I'm going to go Giants.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
Giants are. There was a moment last weekend in the Giants game with Carlton where all of a sudden they were back,
Yeah, they really turned.
and they
on.
very much could be back. And I hope they are back because I love watching the Giants play when they're at their best. They're just about the best team to watch. Maybe Swans are better now, but I think for the beauty of the game, a GWS Sydney grand final would actually be 10 out of 10. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm going Giants,
Yeah, Giants.
and then it's the Eagles' first Adam Simpson-less game in over 11 years, is it? So taking on Brisbane Lions at Optus Stadium, and he's not coaching.
I mean, I tipped Brisbane before he was before he parted ways with.
Oh, you tipped
West
quite
Coast.
early.
Yeah, I tip on a Monday because I don't want our producer to have to, because she has to chase everyone. Everyone
Right.
doesn't get their tips in on time, and she always has to chase everyone. So make sure she doesn't have to chase me. I just do them first thing on Monday
Good on you.
That's great.
because I'm a good colleague. But it means that I tip before all the injuries and stuff.
Yeah, totally. No, this is the best time to tip, so that is early.
Interim coach Jared Schofield will be at the helm.
Yeah, would that have swayed?
Yeah, I just feel like clubs usually get it done when it's like these like weird coach changes and stuff. It always just like,
You know, I would be with you if Brisbane didn't really need this. You know what I mean? I feel like they will be out for blood and
Yeah.
will get it done.
because they need it.
They
to
really
make
need it
finals.
because they
Percentage game.
well, they played so just to make the 8. Like they played so poorly for the first half of the year. They really need to make sure they get the easy wins on the board because they'll probably still lose a few on the way.
It could be a real slobber knocker, yes. But then, like interim coaches sometimes have a really good record, so you never know.
Yeah,
but
they have really good records. I think.
we could be sitting here on Sunday night going, Jesus.
Yeah,
But also, I think probably not.
100.
But that's a nice for a 4:40 game to close the week out. You know,
Yeah, it
nothing
is.
too emotional.
No.
Adam Papali are calling it. Will Schofield on special comments. Optus Surface slipping all over the place. It'll be a good one.
Is Will related to the person coaching?
I've no idea, but you'd think so.
You
Yeah,
think so? Schofield's not a common name, especially from Perth.
Hungry Jacks though.
It could be the Schofield Hungry Jacks. Because if so, he shouldn't be allowed to call it. I reckon.
James
Step
Brayshaw
down.
called Andy Brayshaw, Angus Brayshaw all the
Yeah,
time.
they're cousins.
Luke
you know?
Darcy calls his son.
Yeah,
Luke
that's
Darcy
weird.
calls his
That's
son.
weird. But that's Channel 7. They have no standards anyway.
Brian Taylor calls Collingwood games. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. It's Channel 7, you know? Like, what can you do?
great. Well, that's an interesting one. That's a fun week. Can you believe that we're talking about round
18.
18?
I know.
I really feel like we're on the home stretch of the season.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
can't believe I've been doing this football podcast without a break for 18 months.
Only. It feels like we've been doing
We've been doing it
for
forever.
several
I don't
years.
remember life before it. Do you remember life before coming in here?
No. I used to get tired. I used to like finish editing the podcast at like 12 p.m. and be like, I'm so exhausted. Now I just finish at 1 a.m. I'm like, great, finish early, 12:30, great. Just bounce up, love it.
He's the night lurker. He podcasts through the night.
Yes, I do.
The night podder. Marnie, thank you so much. Your Wallabies article out tomorrow.
It's online tonight, but it'll be in the paper tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Great.
And then did you have something else coming out? No?
I don't know if I can talk about anything
Fair
else
enough.
that's coming
Okay,
up
great.
this week.
Sealed documents.
Well, just in case something happens, in case
Buy
they fall
that
over.
paper.
Buy the paper.
Are you going to stay up for Demon, you reckon?
Yeah,
That's
You're
nice.
vibing it.
but unless it's just like he loses the first 2 sets, like 6-2, I'll probably go to bed.
One thing we need to follow up on from last week was we spoke about frozen pizzas at length.
Yep.
And you had one last week.
Yeah, it was good.
What one did you get?
Margarita.
And it was nice?
Yeah, from that brand you told me.
Oh, yeah. And you liked it?
Yeah, it was really
Oh,
good.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
love
great.
frozen.
What brand?
So we like the Dr. Oetker, is it called?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
Dr. Oetker Ristorante frozen pizzas.
Fair
They
enough.
do like a 4 cheese, a spinach, a fungi. You know, it's nice.
Yeah.
One of the
That's
first ads I ever did was for McCain's Pizza.
I remember that. Yep.
And they made 1,000 pizzas and just kept, when they put them in for a shot and it was steaming hot, and then they go cut and then take it, throw it in the bin.
The wastage, my God.
I hate that.
They were like,
That
"Do you
makes
wanna
me
eat 'em or something?"
So
No.
mad.
Nah, yeah. And like,
Food
yeah.
wastage genuinely makes me
Yeah,
very
do one
upset.
shift at Coles and it's just like, oh, there's no point in living.
70% of people are tipping the Dons to beat Bombers in our group chat. But if you thank you for sticking around for our Footy with Marns Thursday chat. Head and do that survey for us on the link tree to find out if we can do a show near you. If not, enjoy the footy this weekend. Marns, thank you so much.
Thank you, Marns.
Bounce that pill. And thank you everyone for watching tonight. And we had the tech issues. I wonder if any of you stuck around for the whole thing. Who here is stuck around for the whole thing?
That was the best bit, the tech issues.
That is a worry to me. That is a worry. Any last questions before we bail out of here? Rossie's Pizza at Flinders Street Station is the GOAT. Thank you, Rach. Which one's Rossie's Pizza at Flinders Street? As in like in Flinders Street Station?
What?
Oh, yeah, you put this on your TikTok because you saw Swoop Luke there.
Oh, yes, Swoop Luke, a prominent Collingwood fan. Thank you, Jugsy. Thank you, Pelinator.
I've got Steve Rogers in the chat.
I bet.
Thank you, Michael. Everyone's coming through. I'm curious to know if we did shows in September in Adelaide, would you all be over the footy because neither of your teams are in the finals? Unless Port power back. And would you be like, no, we're more into the Adelaide Fringe now. We want to see circus acts. That's what I'm curious about Adelaide. Sick. All right. Well, lovely to see you all. We're going to bail out of here. We'll see you whenever we see you. Have a great week. Thank you for sticking through the tech issues. Bounce that pill right now.